Hello everyone, Switch Down here. This is another love story update. It has been a while since I did one. But nevertheless, there has been so many love story requests lately, and I don't mind that I get some requests because it is. I mean, there are so many different stories that can be made. For example, there were a few um, crossover stories that have been requested by not to subscribe for my Travis Bell. Some of the stories that he had asked was something that I never had even heard about. But I did actually read up to some of those shows, and yeah, but I was actually very interested. Normally, I normally don't do much as a crossover. Not too much. It first of all depends on what stories it are, from which type of characters. I mean, I have actually seen a lot of stories, and trust me, it is. If you had asked me about something about an anime, that might be just a little bit tricky, since I do say it is tons of animes out there which I had never heard about or even seen. There are, in fact, a few someone I had seen, but I would never consider it to make as a love story. Not saying that they aren't bad, they just didn't come across my mind or even catch my touch, my attention to do that. One that actually, which I prefer not to do with the love story, and that anime was a scary one. I do not say the name for don't wanna scare other people about it, but anyways. But over time, many had asked me to do love stories for their favorite show, right? And I understand they want that, yes. But unless than that, I will continue to make My Little Pony love stories as normal. But from now on, I will try to make other love stories as well. I have been thinking maybe doing some other from other shows like Steven Universe and some others. Since I have done a few Pokemon love stories and Digimon and even from Wings Club, so there are in fact a few other stories that I had in mind. But nevertheless, I have been thinking, what about doing some other shows more others? For example, to do something about Steven Universe. I thought maybe. I mean, I have seen the movie and even the recent Steven Universe Future, and even several episodes from the previous seasons. Though there are still some episodes on other shows that I want to catch up with, but I have even tried to focus on most of all the love stories that I have been requested. But first, I want to tell that I'm sorry if your stories has never been made, because even at this promise I will make your story soon. Trust me, a lot of things has happened over the past year, especially with a lot of things going on in life, and even especially how many people had asked me to do their love stories, and trust me, I lost track of how many had asked me. But that is not all. Another part of that is that when YouTube had decided to somehow reorganize the site to remove this, how to describe it, this, the word part of the inbox on the account was removed and was somehow taken away but replaced by something else. In that process, many of the comments which that has been contained a lot of requests has been lost. So I am sorry if I never had the time to take saving screenshots on them. Trust me, I if I knew that they YouTube would have this changed, I would have done it even before it even happened. So I'm sorry if your stories never had been posted on the channel, since this new site's part of it had been updated or just happened without even notice. For example, one of the new things that he had updated on YouTube is the uploading um, process. The older one was more simpler, and I could upload maybe let's say 15 videos at once. But now I can only upload for at least once at a time. And another thing is, I did actually mention earlier that this last story and true friends story list had been not been updated lately. And recently, when I have been checking, the true friend or at least the true love list had been updated. I was very curious how that happened, but this is the probably answer I do have. It's since after I had been using that new uploading process on YouTube, I believe after that I still use the old one was probably the cause when the story wasn't even put in the true love list. I that's the only this is the only answer I can come up with. But there is a lot of things I can still do for my channel. Yes, many people would say, "Oh, when will you reach the next milestone?" I have no idea. Nevertheless though, I'd even will say when I reached 6,300 subscribers, I will do a Q&A video. And I can tell lately when I saw how many subscribers I have is 6,210 or something. So I'm getting closer. So hopefully, probably like in August something, I probably have, I don't know, the 6,300 or something. So until when I reach that small goal, I will start to make a video to make so that you can ask me questions. But I don't know when that will happen, since never know. And but that is most all I want to say for now. As a bonus, I will even start try to maybe do some reviews of old My Little Pony episodes. I am far behind most of the other seasons. I know. And even do some reviews about maybe comic dubs or um, some of the more Equestria Girl specials I had even kept up with, and even those Friendship is Forever, the mini series that came after Friendship is Magic. I had only done two of the stories of those episodes so far. And but yeah, that is probably those things I wanted to do focus on most. I know that I haven't done any reviews lately, but I can even say I will even do some other movie or TV shows reviews. And if you have your opinion, or no, not opinion, but um, if you have any requests or suggestions for what show or movie I can do a review about, it can be anything. Well, except from scary movies. Well, still, I do like horror movies, but they can be any particular movie yourself like. Like, they can be from a Disney, it can be a Pixar, can be an anime, basically anything. But as long it is under with text or if I can understand the language. If it is in Japanese without text, oh, that would be a little bit just a little bit tricky. But I do want to be able to do um, reviews about other shows, movies, and sort of that. And I will actually do reviews about if you have any suggestions about your favorite movie, favorite TV show, or or perhaps even shows or movies from your childhood, or any particular movies you like. And but also, if you have your own, if you have been writing some um, a My Little Pony fan fiction story, you can add, I can actually been thinking about reading other people's story as an audio, like I do with my own. So if you have anyone, any story of your own, or if you know someone who has a story, I can do that. But if you have a friend who owns have been writing their own stories, ask them first for permission before I can read them. Because I don't want to read other people's stories that even not have been asked for permission. I don't want to be seen as a bad guy reading other people's stories without any having given the right to do that. I just want to say it because one person had actually asked me to do um, a story or read her story, and I said yes. This will be the very second one that I had been reading from other people. So if there is anyone, any of you who has your own story that it has been based on My Little Pony, or perhaps another show like Scooby Doo or Digimon or something, I don't know. Basically anything that can be. If you have your own story that you want me to read as a story on YouTube, then send them in. But or you can also just leave a comment in the video with a link to the site where this paper is for your if you have published it online. Since I would like to try to take my channel in a step further in the future, sorry, but into a step further into more more bigger audience. If I even had done that, or even take any requests of other people's stories, I probably never had this big number of subscribers. Since the majority of the other stories on my channel has been based on my own. And I would greatly be happy if there are any of you who have any of your own stories that you want me to read. Trust me, I would be happy to be able to help you with that. And if you still have any ideas or sorry, any suggestions for movies, TV show that I can do some review about, sure, I'll just leave them in the comment section below. And I will try to keep up with, try to read or perhaps even watch the movie or the show. Well, depends if I have seen them. So, I was from that. Yeah, that was basically all I want to say in this particular last story update. Even it ended up a little bit longer, I suppose. But yeah, like I said, if you have any suggestions for movies or TV show I want to make as a review, leave that in the comment section below. And if you have your own stories that have been published online that you want me to read on YouTube on my channel, leave that also. You can either leave that in as a comment with a link to the site so I can read from there. But and if you have a friend who has also reading other stories that you want me to read, but remember one big deal, one part. Ask for permission first. I don't want to seem as a bad guy stealing other people's last story or their stories and reading from a channel and saying that I wrote them. But I wouldn't do that. I would only do that as long as I have the permission. That is the only thing I wanted to do. So, any without further ado, if you have those ideas, leave that in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out. And stay safe.